Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look over some character sheets and seeing what all the numbers mean that you have in front of you after you created your character. Character creation will be another video, either will be linked in the description or it will be later on in the series when I do a one-on-one campaign with a friend of mine. So, to start out with, we are going to go over to my tablet, since I've loaded up a character sheet on there. It's my character. So, numbers. What do all these mean? I'm not sure if I can. Oh, I can tap on things, so I can show you that way. So, generally, if you tap on things, it will explain what it does in DnD Beyond, right? So let's scroll down a little bit. The tab that you see in the second column on the right next to my face, right there, those are your skills. In most scenarios, your dungeon master or game master will ask you to do a skill check. That are those. Right there, the whole list. Alphabetical order, from acrobatics to stealth, which is a little lower on the list, right here. Well, survival is the last one. Since I'm playing a rogue, you see a lot of high numbers because of expertise. Don't worry about those. You will have numbers regardless of your class, and they will differ depending on your ability scores that are at the top. Right below, right above my face, right now, right there, are saving throws. Anytime your dungeon master says, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, you roll this one. And in this case, I rolled 17. I don't know why the dice is a bit weird today. I don't know why. But generally, you roll that shape dice. It's the same shape. The d20 is the same for attacks, skills, saves, ability checks. So in most cases, you will use the big roundish dice that I have right here. It's the most roundish dice that you'll likely have if you're a beginner and you got a set. It has a 20 on it and it has a 1 on it on the other side. So for to hit or attack, let's clear that away. DnD Beyond will do all the mathematics for you if you want that to happen. If you have a traditional sheet, you will likely have a similar layout, similar numbers, but you have to do the math by hand by rolling dice as well. I prefer to roll dice since I feel like I have a little bit more of the luck in my own hand, but this is also a viable option. Over to the right, all the way to that side, you see actions, spells, inventory, features and traits, description, notes and extras. We will go over those right now. Actions are combat related actions. Usually attacks. Dagger attack, rapier attack, short bow attack, unarmed strike and a claw attack. This is what I have as my character since I'm Tabaxi. I have claws. They're amazing. But it explains below most of this. I have an offhand attack because I clicked one of the functions to dual wield this particular dagger, so I don't get my dexterity bonus to damage. It's great for sneak attack anyway. Down in other, you have my sneak attack. Above that, you have a couple of the spells I have because of arcane tricksters. So you have Featherfall, which is a reaction. Uncanny dodge. If I see something that attacks me, I can try to half the damage. Let's go down a little bit more, and then racial bonuses that are also classified as other as well. Same as spells like mending, if I'm familiar, you usually don't use those in combat, so they are underneath others. Speaking of spells, if you go to spells, you see your cantrips at the top, then you see first level spells and second level spells. I have sending because I have sending stones, which I communicate with an NPC with, in this case, but you can also use it to communicate between the party as well, once a day. Items we will get into later. But I have a couple of spells. You can click on the spell, read the description, or click cast, and it will cast a spell for you. Click cast, it will just mark off a slot. That's it. You will still have to explain what it does and possibly roll dice. So for Unfamiliar or for sleep, I need to roll a certain amount of dice, which is 5d8, which it does not do for me because of the particular spell type. I have the worst save DC spell attack because I'm a very dumb character, and our character is based on intelligence. But in general, you will see your spells in this tab. Inventory is your inventory, all your items. It also keeps track of how encumbered you are. I'm encumbered because I'm carrying 93 LB, so I'm like above my 75. We use the variant rule in this campaign, but I also have a lot of items in my backpack which I can drop. So if I drop this, I am not encumbered. So that's just a way for you to be like, oh, I dropped my backpack before combat starts so I can fight easier. I also have a bucket. Magical items you will see at the bottom, and if it requires attunement, it will have the button to attune to it right next to the equip. You can move it between inventories using that tab right there. Then features and traits is your class features and racial features, which in this case racial traits. So you see my rogue stuff, and then you see racial traits: dark vision, feline agility, claws, and talent. I have a climbing speed, and then below that is feet. So I have mobile feet, which makes me a little bit faster. Next to that you have your background, your description. What do you look like? What roleplay handles did you give yourself with the background? What appearance? I have no appearance information, but I know what I look like in the game. I have like fluffy black fur. I'm a cat. Bright blue eyes. They're slightly larger than they should be, and I'm small in this case because we changed it slightly. I have some notes. I have a red and black spice growing pot of an infernal marking, and I have a bag of broken dreams. Feels like a bag full of gold, which I will use at some point when my DM has forgotten about it. Next to this, I do own a riding dog called Lubick. No, focus on my face. There we go. And I do have a familiar, which in this case is, right now, I think she is a raven. I'm not sure if she's a raven. I picked raven because that's the closest to the pigeon. She's called Annabelle. Annabelle is the most sassy familiar you will ever find. Nevertheless, is there. Behind my face, which I hopefully can drag up a little bit, you see my armor, weapons, tools, and languages. These are your proficiencies, what you can use, what you get your bonuses on, and what languages you know. The languages is usually the most important one, plus your tools, because you sometimes forget those. However, above that, you see senses. These are your passive senses that your DM might use if you're not actively looking for something or actively doing something. And it says dark vision because I have dark vision as well. So we have covered most of this already. Important part for combat. We have HP, which we can change. We can add damage. We can healing. If you go to 0, this is also where you can tick off your death saving throws. I won't do that at the moment because we're in the campaign with this one. Next to that you have inspiration. So if you have inspiration you can re-roll dice or whatever your DM decides. It's right there. Movement speed is right next to that. Proficiency bonus. I wouldn't worry too much about that one because it's added to your proficient skills and your spell DC That can set up automatically in this app. However, below that is two important ones for combat. You have initiative, which is which helps determine how fast you react initially to the combat situation. The higher number plus the d20 roll. If you get the highest, you react first. If you get the lowest, you react last. And if something tries to attack you, you have the armor class right next to it. If the number is the same or higher for their attack, you get hit. If it's lower, you block it or dodge it or whatever flavor you put to it. That is most of the character sheet covered. On the very top you see short rest, long rest and the campaign. In this campaign I'm in Idrun, which is a friend of mine runs a campaign for the four of us. It's a fantastic campaign, super chaotic, amazing. I'm the most chaotic person ever in that campaign. I'm a cat with ADHD, kind of a bit low intelligence. At some point I tried to buy the party an elephant. Long story, I will talk to about that in a different video most likely. It was very funny to me. You have short rest, long rest, so if you do a rest you can just press one of those buttons, roll hit die or like automatically recover. Long rest will just have that. Simple as that. If you click on your name you can do manage levels, character settings, game log, short rest, long rest. Game log is interesting because it pulls up the dice rolls of everyone in the campaign. And that is mostly it. That is actually all of it. Yeah. Now you know kind of what is in here. It's about 12 minutes long explanation. It's been very rough, very fast. Feel free to watch this video a couple of times because I think it's important to kind of have an idea of what is going on the sheet. However, the most important parts is the skills right there, and next to that the actions and inventory most likely. Recommended if you are a spellcaster is the spell stat, which is where all your spells are at, so keep an eye on that. You manage your spells here as well. Prepare spells, do not prepare spells, learn new spells, kind of thing. And features and traits is just keep in mind some of the things you get from your race and class. Have a read through this a couple of times, maybe just before a session, so you kind of remember what your character can do. And description. I have populated by demand because I'm an entertainer. Somebody stole my violin, so I have a higher chance to get food and board for free in any inn because of that particular thing. Then for combat there's 4 tabs that you need to keep in mind. There is the HP, top right there. You have armor class, which is a shield icon. Next to that is always initiative, which I just rolled. And then you have the actions and spells. So 5 things actually that you need to keep in mind. Other than that, most of this stuff will be explained by your dungeon master as well. This is just a little backup to be like, oh wait, I forgot where everything is at. Rick, run me through it, and I will happily do so. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit of a long one today, and I will see you in the next one. As simple as that. If you did enjoy the content and you think it's helpful, if you have any more questions, leave a comment, leave a like, and if you want to follow for more content, feel free to. But that's it for me today, and I will see you next time.